The chemistry and consequences of ocean acidification. The main cause of global climate change is carbon dioxide that is produced by human beings. The most well-known symptom of global climate change is global warming, but not many people know that the carbon dioxide given off is also acidifying the world's oceans. Ocean acidification is a very serious problem for the ocean because it causes calcium carbonate to be broken down, so organisms like corals and clams, algae, and a lot of other organisms that support the whole food chain won't have the minerals needed to grow. Here are the three balanced reactions involved in ocean acidification. These equations are all in equilibrium with each other. But before we go into how these equations are being thrown out of balance, we'll first talk about how equilibrium works. Here is a basic chemically balanced reaction. What this means is that two compounds interact and reformulate themselves into two new and different compounds. When we say this equation is in equilibrium, it means both sides are balanced between each other, and it takes the same amount of energy to go forward and reverse. So if you increase something on one side of the equation, the reaction will go forward and make a lot of the product. Likewise, if you decrease something on one side of the equation, the reaction will tend to move to fill the void. This idea of equilibrium is the basic principle of the first set of equations we saw, except the end products of two of the equations are the beginning compounds in the other. What's throwing the cycle out of balance is people. As people drive their cars and use their electricity and warm or cool their houses, carbon dioxide is made. As this carbon dioxide goes into the atmosphere, the oceans are able to dissolve about 1/3 of what people put in. This increase in CO2 drives the first equation to the right. The increase in hydrogen ions causes the second equation to go to the right as well. But where does the extra carbonate come from? It comes from one of the products of breaking down calcium carbonate in equation 3. This is the mineral corals and clams and everything used to grow. But as carbonate is used up by the second equation, calcium carbonate is broken down further to fill the void, leaving less and less needed for everything else. People are making CO2 about 100 times faster now than ever before. Scientists say that 350 parts per million of CO2 in the atmosphere is as high as we can go without any permanent damage. But the world is already at 388 parts per million. If the atmosphere reaches 450 parts per million, these animals won't be able to grow at all. It may seem scary, but 350 parts per million was within our lifetime. So if we reduce, reuse, and recycle, and curb our carbon footprint, we can get it back down within our generation too.